The best part of summer when I was younger was going to the swimming pool. I would swim for hours without getting bored, and I never got tired of swimming no matter how many times I went. There was even one summer when I went over 30 times, and my skin actually started to look red and dead. But it was all worth it, even the burning pain of putting aloe vera on my face. But now when I look at a public pool, I realize how many wild and utterly disturbing things that didn't even faze me as a kid. Starting with the first thing you see after entering, the pool locker room. Every time I go inside, the lighting makes me feel like I'm in an actual horror movie. At the pool I went to, only one of the lights worked and the rest of the room looked like a void. The floor tiles were always dirty and there would be random stains all over the walls. I don't know how some people in there walk around barefoot. It should be a health hazard if you don't keep your flip-flops on until you're outside. There's also shower heads that no one uses. Apparently you're supposed to shower before going in the pool for sanitary reasons, but I've never in my life seen anyone use them. I'm not even sure if they work. I'm just imagining it being like those emergency showers in chemistry class and start spewing brown water. Okay, let me start by talking about wave pools. These were so hyped, but personally, I wasn't the biggest fan. Every time I go to one, it's packed with so many people that you can barely move, and I still have trauma from the time I almost drowned at one. Let me first explain how wave pools work. So the pool stays still for a bit, and you're able to swim wherever you want, use the diving board and relax, but the moment the waves start, everyone rushes into the pool at once. There's also these inflatable rafts you can rent out to ride the waves. In this particular instance, I didn't have a raft, so when the waves started, I went underwater to avoid getting splashed. When I went back up to resurface, I realized something was blocking me. It turned out to be a group of kids sitting on rafts right next to each other, but I couldn't see anything because I forgot to bring my goggles. I tried swimming around them, but I couldn't find a way out. I was running out of air and my life flashed before my eyes, which was pretty fast because I was like 9. Finally, one of the waves knocked one of the kids off the raft, and I was able to escape that death trap. I started breathing manically, and I swear the lifeguards were looking right at me the entire time with no reaction. That's why I always chose to go to normal swimming pools without any waves or chaos. After marking my territory, aka laying my towel in the chair, putting on my goggles, and inhaling a healthy dose of chemicals, I was ready to swim. Well, sort of. Most of the time I didn't really swim, and instead I did random stuff like trying to lay down on the bottom of the pool, doing breathing contests, and trying to scream underwater. I also did treasure quests, where I would look for valuable things people lost on the floor pool. The best I ever found was some dried leaves and a loose band-aid. I also thought it was fun going to the shallow end of the pool and walking around on my hands. It felt like I had superpowers or something. But the only downside was trying to navigate around the swarms of 2-year-olds and floaties. And that reminds me of a time I walked past a little kid swimming and the water was warm. At first I thought the sun made the water at the shallow end warmer, but no. When I passed that specific spot, the water felt cold again, which made me think of how much... Oh. Well, thankfully there's chlorine. Now let me talk about adult swimming time, which mainly happened in outdoor pools. Every kid knows the dreaded moment when no kids were allowed to swim in the pool, and the adults got to have the pool all to themselves. I was jealous of them, but at the same time I was excited because of snack time. I feel like swimming burns so much energy, and it feels like you haven't eaten for a week when you get out. My mom would bring sandwiches and potato chips, and when I ate them, it tasted like the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. Any other time, it would taste just okay, but something about getting out of the pool super depleted of glycogen, feeling slightly cold, and being wrapped in a towel automatically turns it into a 5-star meal. Except for the water. It tasted like I was chugging straight pool water. Now I have to talk about water parks. Some of these places had the most insane slides ever, and depending on which one you go to, it could be the difference between riding a children's slide and... When I was a kid, my parents would bring me to this one water park with the longest and frankly most terrifying slides. Going in one of the fully enclosed slides makes me feel like I'm in a different dimension. I remember being super scared of these because some parts of the ride would get pitch black, and sometimes I would get stuck for a few seconds, and I started thinking that some kid behind me will crash right into me. But that's nothing compared to the water slides that are actually like roller coasters. The first time I went on one, I thought it was just going to be like any other slow descending slide, but I quickly realized that wasn't the case. Everyone had to ride in these mini boat raft things in pairs of 2, so I lined up with my sister. When it was our turn, the worker kept telling us to hold onto the handlebars and not let go. Whatever you do, do not let go. I warned you. Not gonna lie, I started to sweat a little. In the first 10 seconds of the ride, I swear it was a straight vertical drop, and it kept dropping over and over, and when I finally saw the outside light, we flew off the slide and flipped upside down. And after all of that, my sister had the audacity to ask, "Wanna go again?" Hello? My sister ended up having to ride with a stranger. Okay, well that's everything I got on public pools. Comment below your favorite or traumatizing memories of going into swimming pools, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.